Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 889th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And what a cracking close battle I've got for you today. As you can see, this is fought on one of our custom maps. It's a flat map, as you can see, pretty flat, but we've also incorporated woods there. So if you want to bring barbarian troops, look, you get the woods bonus there. And also, if you want to fight out in the big open plains, you can fight out in the big open plains on this map. So it's a flat map, but I think the woods there add a little bit to the battle as well. Okay, so our first teammate is Brotherhood member Mars. Now Mars has got 11 infantry, 3 archers, and 6 cavalry. Okay, and if we have a look here, you'll see that Mars has got 2 morale boosting units. He's got his general there, plus he's got an eagle unit, so he's got a lot of morale going on there with his infantry. I always think it's a good idea to bring morale boosting units there, and his cavalry are an experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack there. So I think that's pretty good. That'll be a tried and tested Mars army there. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Pompey. Now Pompey's got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. This has been the bog standard 31k Roman army for many years, and the reason it's the bog standard 31k Roman army is because it's so effective and so efficient. 14 infantry, 6 cavalry. Our next teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's also got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry, but within my army I've got 2 extra morale boosting units. Okay, you can see I've got 2 eagle units. Now this is a very old Roman army there, a very morale based Roman army. Okay, so as I say, 14 infantry with 2 additional morale boosting units and 6 cavalry. So as I say, very old army there. And our last teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius with his faction of choice, Greek cities. Now he's got 11 Spartans, 4 Cretan archers, and 4 fast-moving light cavalry. As I say, this is his faction of choice, and that is his standard Greek cities army there that he finds suits him best. So you'll be able to follow this battle quite easily because our team are all the green Brutii and Greek cities. So just at a glance at the battlefield, you'll be able to tell who is who and kind of what's going on in regard to the teams. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Skema. Now Skema's got 16 Sacred Band Spearmen, 2 Balearic Slingers, and 2 Sacred Band Cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his battle formation there. I think that's a pretty good battle formation there. It looks like one of the original battle formations they may have used back in the day. You'll see his forward unit here has only got 5 upgrades on. I'm guessing gold defense and silver attack there, and then the units behind him are just gold shield, gold attack. So his forward units, look, they're gonna make first contact with the enemy, take the pillars, take a lot of damage there. So he hasn't put a lot of upgrades on them. But as we move further back into the battle formation there, you'll see that a lot of his units have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experienced stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So he's certainly got staggered upgrades through his battle formation there. And I say that looks a pretty impressive battle formation there of those spearmen. Quick look at the upgrades on his 2 cavalry, and he's got 7 upgrades, an experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So that looks a pretty solid Carthage army there of schemers. And our next teammate is Brotherhood member Madking. Now Madking's got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry, but it's not quite the bog standard 31k Roman army, as he has extra morale boosting unit there. You can see he's got an eagle unit in amongst his army, so as I say, that is an extra morale boosting unit there. So that's pretty good. I'm guessing his cavalry are just gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. I think that's a pretty good battle formation as well. So yeah, that looks like a pretty good solid Roman army of Mad Kings. Our next teammate is a Brotherhood member Fesen. Now Fesen just got 11 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, 11 infantry and 6 cavalry. And if you have a look at his upgrades, you'll see that some of his infantry have got 7 upgrades on, an experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Others of his infantry have just got 4 upgrades on, so I'm guessing gold defense and maybe bronze attack on them. but the majority of his infantry, if I remember correctly, have got 7 upgrades on an experience strike, gold shield, gold attack, which tells me that I'm guessing his cavalry, it'll be interesting to see what the upgrades are on his cavalry there. And then you've already got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on some of his cavalry units. Okay, and on other of his cavalry units he's just got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So he's certainly got mixed upgrades through his army there. Be interesting to see how well he does with them during the course of the battle. Their last teammate is Brotherhood member Mantu, who's bought a Germanic faction. Now he's got 4 archers, 6 cavalry, 3 berserkers and 7 axemen. Of course the bulk of his army will be hiding in the woods, and he will be hoping that we will attack him in the woods, because of course barbarian troops get the woods bonus, and what the woods bonus is, it enhances their attack, defense and morale specifications. So that's why he would hope that we would attack his barbarian troops in the woods, because as I say, he's got the woods bonus there. But we probably won't fall for that, but we'll just have to see as the battle opens. It's got the potential to be a cracker. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, I just thought I'd show you an old school thing that the Brotherhood has been doing for many years. You'll see the Greek cities faction there, Aurelius, is moving over to the centre with his Greek cities. We know he's got no decent cavalry. So if you notice there, I brought my cavalry over to escort his Greek cities across to the centre there to stop any lightning cavalry attacks from the enemy team, maybe after his archers or looking to smash into the flank of his moving troops. This is something that we've been doing for many, many years in the Brotherhood, is just escorting our Greek cities ally in from the flank, just to stop any potential lightning cavalry attacks on our Greek cities ally. This used to happen in the past. Very often enemy troops used to try and do lightning attacks on especially Greek cities units moving from the flank to the centre there, where they would, as I say, try and smash into the flank of the moving troops or try and take out the Cretan archers there. So as you can see there, very old school, a bit old fashioned now, but I'm just kind of escorting his troops across the battlefield there to the centre with my cavalry. And meanwhile over here you'll see that, can you see that Pompey has positioned his army in those trees? Now can you think why he's done that? Okay, I'll tell you why he's done that, because attacking troops will run of course into these trees, which will stop their momentum and therefore take a heck of a lot of their charge bonus away. You see that? If you fight in the woods and the enemy attacks you, as you can see, they're just going to run into those trees, which stops their forward momentum and therefore takes a lot of their charge bonus away. So that's a good position in there of Pompey putting his army in that clump of trees, and it'll be interesting to see how the enemy reacts to that during the course of the battle. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, you'll see that Aurelius using one of his light, fast-moving cavalry trying to take out enemy missiles here, as you can see. But looking at the enemy SBQ or infantry, it looks like they'll probably cut off that cavalry before it can hit that slinger unit there. So Aurelius probably pull that fast-moving cavalry unit back there. But if you notice here, this is a common thing that Aurelius does. He moves his fast-moving cavalry in behind the enemy team. Now he may well just sit them there and just wait till later on in the battle, where he can see some good weakened targets that he could smash into with that light cavalry. Here you'll see the archer battle is ensuing here. You've got Aurelius's long-range Cretan archers shooting into those Balearic slingers there of schemers. And remember, those Balearic slingers have got a lot shorter range than these elite Cretan archers there. So Schemer's going to have to move those slingers quite a bit forward there. Like, can you see, to be able to get in range of the archers. And here you can see Madking. Looks to me like Madking wants to be aggressive in this battle right from the beginning. As I say, the battle's really just started now, and you can see Madking moving his SBQ army forward there, looking to be aggressive right from the start. Anyway, there's the Balearic slingers. You see how they like kind of twirl those slings around before they then shoot that slingshot into the enemy team there. They're quite effective, but as I say, just look at the positioning of Madking's army there. Very aggressive right from the very start of the battle there. You can see a little bit of pilot exchanging going on here between, I think, is that Mars's or Pompey's Brutia army there, but you definitely see a lot of pilot exchanging going on there right at, as I say, the beginning of the battle here. So I'm just wondering, just looking at the disposition of Mad King's army, as I say, looking very aggressive there, whether he's going to be kind of like the leading charge of the arm of the enemy team there, and whether they're going to kind of follow suit in behind him and attack. Here you can see Mars's Brutii archers there shooting into the Germanic archers of Mantu. And if you notice here on the other flank here, on our right flank, can you see how I've moved my infantry battle formation in a threatening way to the flank of Mad King's SBQ army there? Okay, you've got Aurelius's Spartans there. Now, whether he's thinking of hitting Mad King's infantry with my help, we could both maybe hit Mad King there. But of course, you've got that big Carthaginian army behind them. There's a little bit of pilot exchanging going on there between my army and Mad King's army. Remember, those pilots are effective against armor, so our forward pilot shield units will be doing a lot of damage to each other there. Just look, it's almost like raining pilots there, isn't it? You can see, so you can imagine our forward units will be suffering a lot of damage there, but they will be inflicting a lot of damage onto the enemy team as well. As I say, I was thinking Aurelius might well want to attack Mad King there, but with that massive Carthaginian army. Make no mistake, Skema's bought that army to take on our Spartan ally there. And you'll notice probably during the course of the battle that Skema will shadow Aurelius's Greek cities army there with that Carthage army. Okay, remember, don't forget that Mantu, the bulk of Mantu's army, is hiding in the woods. As I say, he would love for us to attack him with his woods bonus. You can see his cavalry have just got 6 upgrades on gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there, but as I say, he would love us to try and attack his infantry in the woods, so he would get that woods bonus, but we're not going to do that. Now here's Fesen moving forward very aggressively as well here to back up Mad King, and you can see Mars there. Now remember, Mars can be very aggressive as well, so it could be like an interesting bit of a tussle here on this particular flank there. And as I say, you can see the Carthaginian army just sitting behind Mad King and Fesen's SBQ army there, just shadowing our Greek cities ally. And here you can see my army here. I'm just keeping my army there as a bit of a nuisance, really, just to try and draw units over towards me here. Just trying to, cause a little bit of disruption maybe with the army. I've got my cavalry backing my infantry up there just in case there, and it'll be interesting to see how the enemy move during the course of this battle here. You'll see Fesen here being his usual aggressive self, moving towards Mars there, and there you can see Mars moving back towards Pompey there. But as I say, we know Mars can be very kind of unpredictable, but he does mostly like to attack, so it'll be interesting to see what he does on that flank. And as I say, can you see that Skema here is shadowing Aurelius's Greek cities army? As I say, Skema bought that massive Carthage army there to shadow Aurelius's Greek cities army there, and you'll notice that as Aurelius moves that Greek cities army, you'll see Skema shadowing him across the battlefield there. Okay. Now over here you'll see that Mantu's finally decided to bring his elite shock troops out of the woods. I call them shock troops because when they hit, they have got a big shock there. Now there's the axemen there with their effective against armor axes. Remember, they can cut wide swathes through heavily armored troops like Roman infantry. And there's the infamous berserkers with their effective against armor maces and the massive fear factor they bring to the battlefield as well. So there's those Germanic troops. If you notice, he's walking them, he's not running them because he doesn't want to tire them. He wants to throw them into the battle fresh if possible. Okay, so there you are. The scene is set, and I think this is going to be an absolutely cracking battle, and it's going to be a very close battle too. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you'll see Mad King moving units forward again. As I say, in this battle, he seems to be very, very aggressive there, moving his army there towards Mars and Pompey there, if you notice. And here you'll see the enemy troops there, looking like they may well be looking to hit Mars there. And looking at these Germanic troops here as well, that could be possibly a big hit on Mars. We'll just have to wait and see what happens here. But as I say, just looking at the disposition of Mad King's infantry, he's looking to be very, very aggressive in this battle, I think. As you can see here, he's already engaging the forward units of Mars's army there. My guess is there'll be a little bit more pilot exchanging going on there, which there is at the moment, you can see. But as I say, you can see Mad King there, and Fesen. We know Fesen can be very aggressive as well. So it wouldn't surprise me if Fesen engaged Mars's army as well there. You can see Fesen moving forward now, and he's kind of teamed up with the forward units of Mad King there. You'll see that Mars has put one of his forward units into Testudo. Remember, what you're looking at here is an actual battle formation that the Romans used back in the day, all-round defense lit from missiles, and quite a difficult unit in Testudo to destroy. But here, as I say, you can see Pompey moving some of his units forward to help Mars. But there you are, you can see Mars coming forward. As I said before, we know Mars can be very aggressive, a very attacking player there. And you can see that he's moved his army to meet Fesen's and elements of Mad King's army there. So there'll be a lot of pilot exchanging going on there between the two armies. But as I say, if you notice, Pompey's army is still in the woods there. Still kind of got that tree protection, if you like, that takes a heck of a lot out of enemy charge bonus. You can see those Germanic troops at the rear there of Mantu's. But as I say, if you notice, he hasn't run them at all. They're all fresh. And he's done that deliberately, so when he puts them into battle, they are going to be at their optimum performance. Remember, fresh troops and warmed up troops are at their best there. You can see Fesen attacking the forward units of Mars. Just look at these Carthage troops moving over here as well. And it looks to me like here Mars could well be the target for the enemy hit here. You can see Mad King and Fesen there moving in, and you can see the Germanic troops moving in this direction as well, and a heck of a lot of enemy cavalry locked and loaded there. So as I say, Mars could well be the target. You can see Pompey's moved his cavalry over because he can see what looks like is going to happen as well. Okay, pause the game for a second here. So you'll see here that Aurelius has brought his Spartan army over to my flank here on the right flank. Can you see he's brought it over? Now, it wouldn't surprise me if Carthage, Skema, brought his army over here, because I'm just thinking Aurelius brought that to those Greek cities army over to attack the SBQR Roman troops here. But as I say, Skema's been shadowing Aurelius all the way through the battle. So it wouldn't surprise me if Skema actually started to run over to this flank to try and counter Aurelius' Spartans there. Okay, so there you are. Can you see Skema now is running his Carthaginians over to try and counter the Spartans of Aurelius here. But still, looking at the enemy disposition here, I still think that Mars could well be the target. As I say, Pompey and Mars have got their cavalry locked and loaded to charge in if needed there, but I'm just looking at the positioning of the enemy troops here, and it looks like, as I say, Mars's troops could be the ones that are going to get hit here by the enemy troops. As I say, you can see Fesen there being very, very aggressive, look, throwing his infantry into the forward units of Mars there. You've got elements, as I say, of Mad King's infantry in there as well. And as I say, you can see Mars has put 3 of his units into Testudo, but you can see some of Mars's units are starting to rout. And I can see Germanic troops are there as well. Watch out for the berserkers. That's what I would say, because that will signal the attack. Right, there you are. Can you see that now? Mantu has now activated his 3 berserkers, so that will now, they will now charge into the nearest enemy troops, which will be Mars. and that will signal the attack, I think, for the enemy team to hit Mars here. So make no mistake, Mars is going to get hit hard by a lot of enemy troops, including those berserkers. Look at the writing there, intimidated by nearby enemy. Okay, if you look at Mars's army, intimidated by nearby enemy, that means that Mars's infantry's morale is dropping like a stone there and making them more susceptible to routing. That's the berserkers that's doing that. And just look at all those enemy troops ready to charge in. Now Pompey here and Mars have got their cavalry, as I say, locked and loaded, ready to try and counter-attack there. But just look at those berserkers running forward. Look at those enemy SBQR infantry hitting Mars's troops. Right, can you see Mars trying to pull back into the trees a little bit there? But he's going to get smashed and crashed here. Look, and bang! As that wave of enemy troops smash in to Mars's infantry there. Just look at the impact and penetration there. And there go the berserkers in there as well. Okay, now here you can see, as I say, Pompey and Mars moving their cavalry over to try and counterattack. I can see this enemy SBQR cavalry charging in there. Get ready for this. Bang! As they smash in there. See the Germanic cavalry charging in as well. And bang! As they charge in there. You can see Mars is counterattacking with his cavalry. And bang! As he smashes in there. But oh my gosh, it looks to me like all of Mars's infantry has now been routed. Okay, so all of Mars's infantry, from what I can see, that's Pompey's infantry there. All of Mars's infantry has now been routed there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what an attack by the enemy team there. You can see them really smashed in there. Poor old Mars took the full brunt of that attack. And just look at those berserkers, those three berserkers still pressing forward. Now that could well rout Pompey's army as well. Just to draw your attention here, you'll see that Aurelius has brought his Spartans over here to try and counter that attack here in the woods. So his troops are in the woods there, but there's a lot of pressure, and I'm going to run my Roman army there in behind, or maybe even integrate my infantry with Aurelius's army in the woods there. Okay, but oh my gosh, all of Mars's infantry has been taken out. You can see Pompey's locked and loaded, ready to charge his cavalry in. Mars has still got his cavalry, but it's just all his infantry has now been taken out there. Oh my gosh. That looks pretty good for the enemy team and pretty bad for us there, as you can see those enemy troops pushing in. But remember, like we said, those trees act as kind of a blocking force, if you like, against attacking troops there. So it does take the momentum out of their charge and does decrease their charge bonus by quite a lot. So as I say, you can see Aurelius's Greek cities there fighting. Oh my gosh, I think that's Mars's general has just been taken out. So here you can see the enemy troops locked and loaded, their cavalry locked and loaded, ready to charge in again. I can see those berserkers still doing the business there against our troops. There's an SBQR cavalry. Let's just pause the game for a second here. So over here you'll see that I've brought my Roman troops forward here to position them in the woods, as I say, to try and get that tree anti-bonus kind of thing to help my infantry. I may well move my infantry forward a little bit more to integrate them into Aurelius's Greek city's army there to try and hold this position here within the trees. Okay, but you can see a lot of pressure being put onto Aurelius there, and look at all those troops ready to back up the forward units that are already engaged. There's the three berserkers. It's not just the damage that the berserkers do with their weapons, it's the morale sapping ability that they've got as well. Make no mistake, those three berserkers are sapping a heck of a lot of morale from our troops there. Okay, so as I say, that will be dropping the morale of our troops. You can see Pompey's troops there. You can see these effective against armor axe units moving into Pompey's troops. You can see that, as I say, those berserkers are still doing the business. Look, as I say, those effective against armor maces, they got fantastic specifications, arguably the most powerful units in the game, but it's their morale sapping ability that tends to kind of do most of the damage there. You notice that I'm running my Roman troops forward now to integrate them with Aurelius's. Right, this is a nice cavalry charge by Mars. Look, bang, as he charges his cavalry in there. Looks to me like he's going for the rear of the berserkers. Looks like he's going to smash into the rear, trying to weaken or take out those berserkers with that attack into their weakest point, the rear there. Doing a very good job. If he hasn't taken them out, he's weakened them. You can see Pompey's cavalry there as well. Still a lot of SPQR infantry ready to be thrown into the fray here. And you've got all these Carthage units. Remember the great upgrades on a lot of those Carthage. Right, okay, now this could be a battle turning cavalry charge here. Can you see the Germanic cavalry of Mantu charging in? He brought his cavalry all the way around here. A nice tactical move by Mantu, and he's going to charge his cavalry into the flank of my engaged infantry, right? But can you see here, like we said, the trees? See the trees here? It obviously stops the momentum of attacking troops there. Can you see how those trees have stopped the momentum of that cavalry? So the charge bonus will be greatly reduced as he hits the flank of my infantry because, as I say, of those trees being in the way. There's that cavalry going in there, look, and bang, as it smashes into the flank of my infantry there. Nice cavalry attack there by Mantu, but notice the tree again, look, can you see the tree again there? He's hit several trees as he's charged in there, which of course would stop the momentum and really reduce his charge bonus there. So even though he's hit my units in the flank, the trees that have reduced the charge bonus, as I say, will stop the momentum of that cavalry a great deal there. And as you can see here, Mars is counter-attacking with his cavalry. Nice bit of support there by Mars, and I think Pompey's got some of his cavalry in there as well. Oh, that's good news for us. We just routed all that Germanic cavalry. So a nice bit of teamwork there by Mars and Pompey there with their cavalry. Right, now if you notice here, I'm looking to bring my cavalry round the flank. Now, I was on the horns of a dilemma. If you've ever heard of that saying, at the horns of a dilemma. I didn't know whether to stay left with my allies or try and take my cavalry round the rear of the enemy troops. Okay, and what I decided to do, I think, in the end here, was take my cavalry round behind the enemy troops to look to get, you know, an angle there where maybe I could smash my 6th cavalry into the rear of engaged enemy troops there, maybe position in there. I need to kind of avoid all that cavalry of Fesens of Mad Kings, obviously, because I'm outnumbered there. But if I could get my cavalry round here and then look for targets to smash into the rear with my cavalry. As I say, I was on the horns of a dilemma because I didn't know whether to stay with my allies on the other flank or take my cavalry around the rear. Now here, as I say, I've integrated my infantry with Aurelius's infantry here to try and hold this woods position. You'll notice a heck of a lot of Aurelius's infantry has been routed, and what he's got left has been extremely battle damaged here by enemy troops. But as you can see, I have integrated my infantry with his. But over here on our left flank, Pompey is holding really well, but look at all those SPQR troops ready to engage him there, and all this cavalry. So as I say, I didn't know whether to stay left with Pompey here to help him against his cavalry, or take my cavalry round the rear of the enemy troops, which may have drawn enemy cavalry away from this flank, to try and counter my cavalry move round the other flank, if you see what I mean. But here you can see the enemy cavalry here is locked and loaded. You see Pompey moving some of his infantry back there in anticipation of that cavalry hit coming in. Right, can you see these cavalry charging in here? Get ready for this. And Pompey may well counter this cavalry attack. He might do, then again he may not. And here comes that cavalry charging in, and bang, as he smashes in there. You'll see Pompey moving his infantry forward to try and counter that cavalry attack, and you'll see both Pompey and Mars's cavalry charging there as well to try and counter it. You can see Mad King's got infantry. You can see the cavalry here of the enemy troops ready to charge in now. You'll see that I have positioned my cavalry in behind the enemy troops, but the enemy have spotted that. Good battlefield awareness. You'll see that there's an effective against armor axe unit there, and make no mistake, they can damage cavalry a heck of a lot there. Plus you'll see that Skema has put several of his Sacred Band spearmen there to cover the rear of his fighting infantry to stop my cavalry smashing into the rear of them, which is what I really wanted to do. So what I'm going to try and do here is I'm going to try and crash through those axemen and try and get into the back of those SBQ infantry, or if that cavalry, SBQ cavalry, attacks Pompey, I'll try and smash through the axe unit to get into the rear of that SBQ cavalry. But we just have to see what happens here. There's so much going on, and it's a very dynamic battle, as you can see. Lots of stuff going on here. Right, you can see Pompey and Mars attacking with their cavalry, and bang! Right now you can see the enemy cavalry counter-attacking here, going in there, and bang, as they smash in there. Oh my gosh, what a cavalry on cavalry with infantry thrown in their battle. Right, can you see I'm trying to smash my cavalry through those axemen to get into the back of those SBQ cavalry. If I can get into the rear of those fighting SBQ cavalry there, we could have them in a cavalry sandwich there. Can you see? Right, my cavalry has broken through, and bang, I've charged into the rear. So we've got those SBQ cavalry in a cavalry sandwich there between Pompey and Mars's cavalry and my cavalry. I think that's Mars's cavalry charging in there, like a bang, as he smashes in there. So we've got cavalry in front of them and my cavalry in behind them there, as I say, in a cav sandwich there. And you can see a lot of those SBQR troops starting to rout now. So that was a really good teamwork move by us, I think, there. And you can see those Germanic axemen coming in behind my cavalry there as well. So that was a great teamwork move, as I say, by Mars, Pompey and myself there. We've routed a heck of a lot of enemy troops there, as we just seen, but the woods battle is still continuing there. You can see a lot of enemy troops still pushing in on us there, but I think Pompey here, oh, that's the SBQ general dead. That's good news. Here comes a combined cavalry charge. Look, bang, as it smashes in there. Could you see that Skema tried to bring his Carthage general over there to try and help his SBQ allies there, but he just got there a little bit too late, and those SBQ troops were routed there. Nice combination cavalry attack there by Mars and Pompey. Right here you can see the enemy troops really pushing in there. As I say, I think most of Aurelius' Spartans have been taken out or are severely weakened there. But what I'm thinking here is, I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of an old school surge attack. Now if you look at the fitness of the enemy team, can you see tired there? There might even be some very tired, there you are, look, very tired unit. So that means their battle proficiency is very low and their morale is very low. And what I'm thinking is, if I did an old school surge attack here with fresh troops, my troops are still pretty fresh. If you look there you can see fresh there. And what we're thinking there, if I attack with my fresh troops into these tired or very tired enemy troops, possibly we could get a mass rout going here. But as I say, Mars and Pompey working in combination here on our left flank, a kind of a really great showcase of teamwork there. And you can see Aurelius has got a couple of his Spartan units over there as well. I think they've done really well there on that left flank. But as I say, I'm thinking here of an old school surge attack on the tired and battle damaged troops of the enemy. Okay, you can see them really trying to push into our troops there. But as I say, when the time is right, trying to do these surge attacks, these old school surge attacks, you've got to get the timing just right, or it doesn't work. Uh-oh, that's our Greek city's ally just been taken out. There's some SBQ cavalry charging in there. See that cavalry charging in there of Madkings, and bang, as he smashed into the flank of our troops there. That cavalry charging in there. But you can see there a counter-attack there by Pompey's cavalry, and bang, as he charges back in there. Oh my gosh. Right, so just keep an eye out for my infantry here. I'm just trying to get the timing right to do this old school surge attack. There's a nice cavalry hit coming from behind. I think that's Mars. There you go, nice cavalry hit there by Mars there into the rear of the enemy troops. There, nice hit. Get ready though, watch my infantry, you'll know when I'm going to attack. you'll see them surge. There you are. Can you see my infantry? Right. Okay, so now I've decided the time is right. I am now doing an old school, old-fashioned surge attack here into these very tired and battle-damaged enemy troops there. Both the Carthage and purple SBQR troops there. Okay, so that's my troops are fresh, or that unit's winded, but the vast majority of my troops are fresh. So they're at their optimum fighting ability there. And I'm just going to charge them in there into the tired, battle-damaged enemy troops. And I'm hoping that this surge attack, this old-school surge attack, could cause a mass rout of the enemy troops there in front of us. Let's just see. Right, you can see my units there surging forward. They were surging, pushing forward there into those tired, battle-damaged enemy units there. Can you see them starting to rout now? As my troops, I'm going to do a further surge there. Can you see my troops surging forward even more now, causing those, as I say, enemy battle-damaged troops to mass rout there. You can see some of Mars and Pompey's units are throwing their weight in behind that surge attack as well. And it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. As you can see, most of the enemy troops have routed there, but you can see how battle damaged our armies are there as we push on to what's left of the enemy team. If you look at the battlefield here, it's a very condensed battlefield for a 4v4. I mean, here you can see the edge of the battle here on our left flank. There you can see the long grass, you can see the dead there lying in the long grass as we move through the battlefield here over towards the trees. Once again, you can see the massive piles of dead here amongst the trees. As I say, the red cloaked Spartans always stick out on the battlefield there. The dead red cloaked Spartans there as we move across between the trees. Look at the dead lying in between the trees here. Oh my gosh, just look at the dead lying on top of each other there. That's a big clump of Germanic cavalry there, you can see. I think that's the ones that got caught, wasn't it, when they came in on the flank of our armies there. But just look, but as I say, for a 4v4, what a condensed battlefield, isn't it? I mean, just a very, very small battlefield there. But as I say, it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle. Now I think, if I'm not mistaken, Aurelius has just got 2 units left out of his entire Spartan army. There you are. We've got, was it 10 men in that unit, was it? And was it 15 men in that unit? That's all that he's got left in his entire Greek cities army, as far as I'm aware there. I think that's everything that he's got left. And make no mistake, all our units are very, very battle damaged there. I think Mars, as we saw earlier, has just got some cavalry units left, which he used extremely effectively around the battlefield after he lost all his infantry. So make no mistake, he used that cavalry extremely well. Very tactical, in combination mostly with Pompey. So a great bit of teamwork there between Pompey and Mars. There, as the SBQR general just been killed. So there you are, you can see there that, let's say we managed to go on to win the battle there. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played really well there. And as you can see, it is a close victory there, as we thought it might be. Very close, I'd like to suggest. And the highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Aurelius, 1,620 kills with his Greek cities army there. So well done to Aurelius, got some great kills. Well done to Skema. He did well with his Carthage army there, got over 1,000 kills at 1,300. Well done to him. Well done to Madking. Now, he got less than 1,000 kills. He might be a bit disappointed, but as you saw right from the beginning of the battle, very, very aggressive. So well done to him. Well done to Fesen. He got over 1,000 kills, very aggressive working with Madking. And well done to Mantu with his Germanic army there. Got some great kills. So really well played, guys. I'd just like to say well done to Mars. Bearing in mind he lost all his infantry there, I think that's really good kills there from Mars, so really well done. Well done to Pompey, great kills there. I thought Mars and Pompey played really well on that left flank. I just got over 1,000 kills, but I was mostly defensive. Do you remember RTW gives you great kills if you're an attacking player? If you're defending, you don't get that many kills there. I've still got a lot of troops left on the battlefield though, so I'm quite pleased with that. So that's not too bad. And well done to Aurelius there to say highest kills in the game. Now looking at both teams, do you think that either team had a faction advantage? You can see that they had Carthage, Rome, and Germania. And as you can see, we had Rome, and Greek cities. So was there any advantage there? Please leave a comment. It's always nice to read what you think about our battles, like, you know, whether you think they're good, bad. Look forward to seeing you soon, and bye for now.